You want crappie Parmesan today? Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is, golly, I don't even know what day it is. We're in early November. November the 3rd, 2022. We've had a warm spell come through here. And, oh, high school classmate. But we've had a warm spell come through here, and the fish are backing off a little bit. They're not as shallow right now. But my wife said she would like to have a crappie Parmesan sandwich. Yes, crappie Parmesan, you heard that right. Similar to your chicken Parmesan, only with the crappie, it's much thinner. It's just a better sandwich, I would say, because chicken's just too thick unless you cut it butterfly thin. The crappie, of course, the moisture comes out of them a little bit and flattens them out a little bit more, and they take on a Parmesan breading really well. You put a little marinara sauce on. There is a bald eagle out there in the middle of that field that has just stomped something. Golly, beautiful. Where was I? Oh yeah, the crappie Parmesan sandwich. You put a little marinara sauce on it. You toast your buns, a little olive oil, oregano, and whatever your preference of Italian cheeses for choice. Man, you have got one heck of a meal. So I'm gonna head up to the local lake and see if I can catch a few crappie in the 8 to 10 inch range. Only need probably 4 or so. Shouldn't be too tall of an order, even though the bite is a little bit tougher. Jig of choice, we're gonna go with bigger baits. I'm not interested in catching small fish today. We're gonna go with the old Shelton Lures curly tail in Blue Flash, with the old curly tail, the new googly eye, the 1/8 ounce. We do the 1/8 ounce, a little bit bigger sickle hook on there. These things look lifelike, and they're a bigger bait. Bigger fish usually will attack these. I'm sure we'll catch a bass or two in there too, but this is kind of the color right now. If I was going for any size fish, we do with the 2 inch, but we're gonna stick with the 3 inch. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee so we can stay awake, and we're gonna head out there and try to catch a few fish. I hope you really enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you out on the water. Okay, so unfortunately, we've gotten out here just a little bit later than I normally like to. As you can see, these rocks right here, they're still shaded out. I like to get here when the shade's still on the banks. You can catch bigger crappie usually then. They're more susceptible, and they're a predator fish. They're gonna feed whenever they have the advantage over the prey fish. But that doesn't mean we're not gonna catch a couple nice crappie today. It just means we're gonna have to work a little bit harder to get them. I've been up all night long. We're gonna try to pull a 24-hour shift today, and gotta have my coffee. Now, our rig is the most basic of basic fishing rigs you can have. A regular float and a jig head. We don't need a slip cork. We're not fishing suspended over brush piles or any of that garbage. You know, that'll happen later on in the winter time. Right now it's all about throwing up close to the bank, letting the bait pulse a little bit, get that curly tail going just a little bit, and they will hit it on the paws more times than not. So let's see if we can catch anything. There we go, first one of the day. Probably a bass. I can't see because of the sunlight. It's jumping an awful lot though. Yep. Largemouth. No surprise there. Catch a few of those every once in a while. Well, I got to do something that all fishermen eventually have to do, and that's change up their approach. This first little stretch has not been productive. So we're gonna go down to the 1/16 ounce redhead. You've seen me catch a lot of fish on this if you watch a lot of my videos. It's a very dependable color. It's the lime firecracker curly tail. And it's in the 2.5 inch. We're gonna see if the smaller body will pick up more bites. Right underneath the kayak. That is exactly the size fish we want. You couldn't have picked a better one than that. Nine and a half inch fish. Perfect. I hope we got a good camera angle of that, but he was right under the boat. Didn't even have to move it. There he goes again. Oh my goodness. Ooh. We may not be here very long, which is okay with me. 2 more like that, we're done. I think we're gonna get bit way up ahead here. Shad are really starting to flicker up here like they're being chased. I'll tell you, black crappie too. That was just good enough. Love it. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll keep that one. Nice one there. Favorite part? Second favorite part. Guessing eating would be first. How would you rank this on your recipe list? Top 10?
It's one of my favorites for crappie.
Okay. Which one's your favorite, your absolute favorite?
Coconut.
Coconut crappie.
Coconut
we did a
crappie.
video on that not too long ago. I'll link it.
Coconut crappie or coconut bluegill?
I told him I'm going to tease him here a little bit, but we're going to do a crappie chowder soon.
Ooh.
The crappie chowder as soon as
That's
it gets...
probably my number 2.
When it gets cold, crappie chowder and corn casserole. People will fall in love with you for that one, I promise. Nope. Tender. Tender bueno.
That's a good fish.
perfectly toasted. I catch them, she cooks them. Pretty dang good deal. There it is. I cannot wait to dive in. I'm gonna let it cool for a second. I'm not gonna burn my mouth again. Thanks for watching.